Hello, my name is Daniel Pinto. This is a brief introduction of an inverted pendulum project I did. The basic mechanical setup is a lateral printer cartridge holder from an HP printer. The slide is all HP parts. It has a simple 12-volt motor below here, which drives a belt which the card is connected to. The pendulum slides on a ball bearing and is keyed into a one-turn potentiometer. This does limit the motion, so we have about 300 degrees of motion. So we can't do a swing-up routine with this setup. The potentiometer here also has a decent amount of friction, so within about 10 degrees of vertical, it is easy to balance. But the project is still valid because there's a lot of disturbance and the mass pendulum system is still controllable. This setup has limit switches, and there are also soft stops built into the program. The lateral position is tracked by this potentiometer, which is press fit with this rubber coupling onto the motor shaft. The position is calibrated inside the Arduino to go from the 0 to 5 volt signal to meters. The motor is controlled by a little blue motor controller board. The voltage for the motor comes from this computer power supply, which goes 0 to 12 volts. The computer power supply also supplies the 5 volts, which the Arduino needs to function. It's not plugged into a computer right now because the code is uploaded and it has all the information it needs. When the routine starts, the Arduino checks for lateral position. Wherever the card is when it starts is the new 0, and also checks for vertical position. Wherever the pendulum angle theta is 0 in radians. The original idea was to point the pendulum down, let it balance, and then there's 3 seconds to lift the pendulum up. When I found out there was friction, I just started by allowing it to be there. So if we turn it on here, just have about 5 seconds. Now the card is balancing. You can see there are a lot of inefficiencies in the system, causing some erratic control. But the pendulum does balance itself and corrects for the errors which are probably introduced by the build quality of the system. Step input there. Looks like I reached the limit of our system. But that's my project, and I just wanted to give a brief overview of it to go along with the lab report.